Alright, so we want to use integration by parts, and you're going to see that whole u du thing is a little bit more complicated. So what we use is what's called tabular integration, meaning that we're going to call this one function and this one function. We're going to find the derivative of our first function, so we could just call this f of x, or I guess f of theta would make more sense, and we would call this g of theta. And so what we're going to do is make two columns where, let's just rewrite that as 7 theta squared, and then g of theta sine 1 over 8 theta. In this column, I'm going to take derivatives, and this column, I'm going to integrate. And so if I find this first derivative, that's 14 theta. If I find the second derivative, that's 14, and then of course after that would become 0. In this column, I'm going to integrate, so that's the 1 over kt whole deal. So this is 1 over 1/8, but it becomes negative 8 cosine 1 over 8 theta. Integrate it again, which will be another 8, so squared, but now the cosine becomes sine 1 over 8 theta. And then the third time it becomes positive and becomes 8. We have 3 of them now. Cosine 1 over 8 theta. So now we have all of our pieces to set up this integral. So how we're going to set it up is we're going to take our function 7 theta squared and then multiply by our first integral. So times negative 8 cosine 1 over 8 theta. Probably never get this to fit. So then this is minus, now I'm going to take my second derivative, which is 14 theta, and I'm going to multiply that by my second integral, which is negative 8 squared sine 1 over 8 theta. I've got enough parentheses going on here. And then, still continuing right along, I'm going to use my second derivative. So that's 14, and then times the triple integral. So 8, as a parentheses, to the third power cosine 1 over 8 theta. And now I have this big ugly mess that I'm going to evaluate it from 0 to 4 pi. So I can make this look a little bit better, meaning multiply things out. I get negative 556, so I'm just multiplying this out. Theta squared cosine, let's just write that as theta over 8, because we're just going to be plugging in for theta. Negative and a negative here, and I get a plus 896 theta sine theta over 8, and then multiply, get 8 cubed times 14, I get 7168 cosine theta over 8, and again we are evaluating this from 0 to 4 pi. So now I just start plugging things in, meaning everywhere that I see a theta, I'm going to plug in my 4 pi, so 56, times 4 pi squared cosine 4 pi over 8 plus 896 4 pi sine of 4 pi over 8. Alright, where am I? So I've done, didn't mean to do that. I knew that. So I've done this one and this one. And so now I need the plus 7168 cosine of 4 pi over 8. All of this minus, now evaluating with zeros. So just to be complete, I'll plug all this stuff in. So you see this piece is going to be 0. Cosine of 0 over 8 plus 896 times 0 sine of 0 over 8 plus 7168 cosine of 0 over 8. So let's start getting rid of things that we can see. That's 0, because we're multiplying by 0. That's 0. If you notice, this piece here is the same thing as pi over 2. Well, the cosine of pi over 2 is 0, so that becomes 0. Happens again right there. So I simply end up with this piece, so 896 times 4 pi, which is 3,584 pi. This piece, cosine of 0 is 1, so, and don't forget your minus sign here, so minus 7168.